Anyways, y'all should have watched the last episode. Like, I'm just kidding. Hey, y'all. If you haven't watched the last episode, stop what you're doing and go back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still going to introduce ourselves just in case you don't listen. I'm Queenie.
I'm Asani. I think that's...
Which one? Oh. And this is... You want to do that again? Okay. We're not even going to cut this. I'm Queenie.
I'm Asani.
And this is...
Barber Babe.
Cuttin up.
Y'all already know. Get into it. So yeah, last episode we was getting into it about, I mean, not getting into it like that, but we was discussing you know, Black business, Black community, where we are now, and what we need to be doing. I mean, not that we have all the answers.
Yeah.
But this is just our thoughts and opinions.
Yeah. We know we could at least help somebody if it's only ourselves. I don't know what else to say.
That is good enough.
That's it.
No, but I mean, the last thing we were kind of speaking on was like ego in our community. And one thing about it is even when it comes to Black people working for one another, that is a whole other thing. Especially now in this day and age, you know, everybody is
entrepreneurs,
bosses. Everyone's a boss or trying to be a boss. And it's like, who are the people who are gonna work for the bosses?
Exactly, because everybody's a boss.
So that is where we're at now. And don't get me wrong, I love to see our people, you know, working to be owners and things like that. But is that everyone's
calling, purpose?
Exactly.
Place, lane. Oh, too much. Oh.
Oh yeah.
That was enough. Okay.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I think it goes back to what you said earlier, right? Because like we're so new to this,
right?
That we feel like, you know, like we don't know.
We're just
excited. Like,
yes.
All of us, I feel like our culture is so creative. Like we can make something great out of pain, and we do it so often.
Yeah.
That it's easy to, you know, have this grand idea and to just pursue it and be like, I'm a boss. Like you see so many people doing it, you know?
Right.
So what would be the difference from you? I think it's part of our journey. I think that like when it comes to actually working for like a Black person working for another Black person, if we're talking about family, that's a whole different conversation based off if we're talking about a stranger. It just is. And so like Black people coming into your business and working for you, I think that it goes back to like, do we like our people? Like, do we respect our people? And do we truly respect ourselves? Like I've seen many times just alone, like in the businesses that I've been in on tours, of people having a lack of respect for the business. And I've been in only Black businesses, and I've only seen Black people come and work for them. So it's like, why is that happening? Like, where's the disconnect?
Right.
I think part of that is the communication. Like, if we're leading with ego, it's easy to not have the conversations that you need to have at the door. I love all the places that I've been to, but I've had 0 contracts.
Yeah.
I've had zero contracts and I've had light expectations, but I think that they just understand who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
But should we be doing that as business owners? Or
Mm.
should we set a certain expectation before the person even accepts to work in our business? You know?
Yeah.
Because we'd be like, cool. Like, we like, oh, yeah, like, come work
Right.
with me.
Right.
And then it's like you get in here and you working, you might be in there for a whole month before you do something that the owner doesn't like. And now they're finding other things that they don't like. And like, how do you have that conversation with somebody who you never set up for
Right.
success in that manner?
Yeah. And I've seen that. I've
Mm-hmm.
literally seen that too. Working in the shops that I've worked in, it's like, yeah, since you're new to this, you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're kind of learning as you go,
Yeah.
but the people who are working in your space, they don't have an understanding of that. Like,
Yeah.
and so they're looking at you like, why you don't know, what you're doing, or why didn't you set that
Mm-hmm.
expectation before I came in? And like I said, like it'd be hard giving grace to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when it is your business, you don't have to accept anything. And you shouldn't accept anything.
There's a lot that you should not accept.
Yeah, there's a lot that you shouldn't accept. So I think it doesn't matter if you were doing things a certain way and
change it,
and you decide to change it. If you got to let certain people go for the best of your business, then so be it. But I do think that, yeah, we as a people, because I'm not completely innocent.
Yeah. I mean,
myself.
Like the grace, it goes like we learning.
Yeah, we are learning. So, but I will say, okay, because the black girl magic is kicking in.
It's magic,
and we gonna really get into it. Okay,
I love it. Okay, open up.
We're gonna really get into it, right? Because and I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna do nothing. But the last shop that I was working in, it's like the owner, I feel like he did give a lot of grace to people, and he was pretty lenient in the way he ran his shop. So when certain things would happen or pop up, it's like he's like, "Bruh, what are y'all doing?
What are you doing?"
And
because you just expect the homies to be cool.
You just expect them, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So when they aren't, he's like, okay, well, clearly I can't help y'all because y'all don't care about my business.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I look like looking out for y'all?
Mm-hmm.
So then, that might force him to go into the whole, okay, well, I'm just looking out for me and my family at this point. But it's like, at the same time, you are still in position to get rid of whoever's not,
what doesn't like, I guess, exceed your expectations.
Right. And so there were barbers in the shop who were like, well, you should have, set those expectations from the beginning. And it's like,
yeah, you can go.
You can
go.
Yeah.
These are the expectations. And if you don't like these expectations, I appreciate your business, but these are what it is, so you can go. It don't even have to be like, man, F you. They're not agreeing with what. It's like, no. Let that shit roll off your shoulder. And you can go.
Yeah. Literally. So, it's like, yeah, you can't always work with the homie.
But okay, so when you were talking about this, the thing that I thought about was a lack of boundaries, and I feel
Right.
like I'm just, I can't say that I'm completely out, but I just found out how to really implement boundaries in my life. And I think for a long time, it's like you want to go, you don't want to really identify what the boundaries are because you feel like you're going to be hurting the people who you want to be in your life. Right. But the
Yeah.
boundaries actually create a space where it's hard to have true conflict because your expectations are already set at the door. You know what I mean? So if he decided, like, let's say that he just discovered a boundary, and the boundary was, hey, like, I know now that I need your shop to be spotless before you leave. That's a new boundary that I've set for myself.
Yeah.
If you're implementing that as a leader and then you also say, hey, this is the new boundary that's set for the shop, that's just it.
Yeah.
It's no, I mean, you can, you know what I mean? That's your boundary.
Yeah.
And
There's
just
no
stand on it.
conversation after
Right.
that. Yeah.
And so it doesn't have to be a conversation or a test of wills of like, oh, you gonna listen to me. It's like, no, you don't have to.
You don't have to
abide by that. I just want you to
Exactly.
know that these are the expectations.
Yeah.
And once the expectations aren't respected, then you have to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. Why I keep looking at your camera? Respectfully. Respectfully.
Yeah.
So it's like if we can implement these boundaries, I don't feel like we would feel so attacked, you know, by our own people when it comes to them working for us.
Right.
Because there's no reason to. We only feel attacked because there's a lack of boundaries in those areas. And that's nobody's fault but ours.
Okay, I have another question. So how do you feel about because I feel like this is only in Black-owned business as well, but about say you own a business, do you feel like it is necessary for you to have a good relationship with the people who work in your business?
A good relationship, yes. I don't think everybody is meant to be your friend. Like, I think, you know, to have discernment and like who it is that you can bring close to you and who is just like, hey, buddy, like, we're cool at the shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a difference because I know for me, like, the first time that I received a life coach, I loved my life coach. Like, she actually ended up becoming my friend. But it was hard for me to take in the information from the life coaching because I knew so much about her. And so it wasn't like I didn't want her to be, but because we crossed that line, it was hard for me to actually accept her coaching. So I think that's the same with like leadership roles.
Yeah.
Like everybody can't be that close to you.
Right.
Because it's going to be not because they don't like you, but it's just going to be hard for them to respect you or see you as that.
Right.
Once they are, you know, once they know so much about you.
Yeah. But I do think that as a leader, the way you make your people feel definitely will have some sort of an impact on how they or the level of effort they put in
for sure
to your business.
For sure.
So it's an exchange.
But you don't have to do that with giving people, like with being with overcomplicating your relationship.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to, like I remember when we first started our business venture, I wanted us to be like so close. And it just wasn't that it couldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But I think we were just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, so for me to want that in our relationship, it caused a little bit of a strain. Because that's not where we were supposed to be. Right. That wasn't our situation. You know what I mean? So I think, like I said, it just depends on the people who you're considering bringing that into. You can make somebody feel great without them knowing your personal life, without them ever stepping a foot in your home.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like And as long as a person feels valued, like I've been reading this book forever, but How to Win Friends and Influence People, like something they talk about often is having a listening ear. Like most people talk to respond. Most people are not listening to you. And most people only want to talk about themselves. And so when you are a leader and you're wanting, the people in your team to like you or to just feel safe with you, like you have to give them your listening ear. It's like little things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's so it's coming from both sides. I think people just need to understand what their position is. Because like going into somebody's business, going into business with somebody, your mindset should be like, I'm going to do what it is I can to help this
business.
Exactly, to help this business thrive.
What do you think the majority is thinking when they go into a Black-owned business as a Black person?
Honestly. They are just trying to, they just trying to help themselves.
They're just worried about themselves.
Exactly. And y'all need to stop doing that.
Yeah. If we can go back to the community-driven thought process, like I'm an ant, but I want to be an ant surrounded by other ants. If like we could take that into consideration when we're walking into or just being around other Black people, like we could stop ourselves from a lot of tragedy easily.
Yeah.
And it happens so often, and I've taken myself out of spaces like that or situations, environments, circumstances like that as best as I can. But when I see it, it's like, damn, y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. This is a little off topic. But when I seen Will Smith slap Chris Rock, I didn't say that. I didn't say, damn, y'all Black doing this shit. I didn't say that.
I didn't say that
I
either.
know that's right. That's what I said. But again, it goes back to sometimes you got to get your chest out and show somebody.
Good.
Sometimes it takes that, but
I'm sorry.
Just foundationally, if we can just
I know that's right. You better.
And do it again.
That's why we over here talking about community.
I know. Sometimes you gotta stop. Sometimes one too many times.
Okay. Stop playing with that man.
You done tried it.
Stop playing with that man.
And so, yeah, I definitely understand that aspect as well. I don't want to act like I don't because I definitely understand that. However, like lead and start with just building community. Start with the idea of growing the community. Like start with just communicating in, I don't want to say a vulnerable way because anytime you say that, like it kind of turns people off, but open yourself up a little bit more, because most people just want to be understood, like, and most people just want to be respected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, it can be hard because going back, saying my piece.
Ain't got on here.
Because even me going into the last shop, I was doing my part, okay? I was putting in the effort to try and help.
I remember when you was wearing that smoothie hat and sweeping up the shop at the same time. She was a smoothie cashier and a barber and the broom girl, the hair girl. So I know, friend. I know you put your work in.
I did. When I tell you, I was excited to just be a helper, be useful. Like, why people don't want to be useful?
Mhm.
You just want to be a useless person?
Mhm.
I don't really
They
understand
just
that.
want to be useful for themselves.
Yeah. And people would tell me like, you're doing too much. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I mean, it's bothering you. It's not really
Exactly.
bothering me.
I'm cool.
Yeah, so you don't have to do nothing. You can continue being
Right.
useless over there. But
Don't project it on me, baby.
But I still feel like in the end, I was slapped in the face a little
Mhm.
bit. And when things like that happen, it can cause you to think, okay, maybe they was right.
Right, and now you need to pull back from doing too much.
Yeah, but that still isn't my thought process, because that I was just doing what I wanted to do. That is
And what
what
was
I
good for your spirit. Like,
exactly.
like we said, a lot of people are moving based off of ego and not spirit. And your spirit is not going to tell you that you're doing too much. Because even in this physical world where it may seem like you didn't reap any benefits, your benefits are still on its way. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't consider, like, okay, what we're doing right now is too much because of how somebody handled us after we did it. That's not how God moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even consider that. But also I think, like, when we're in these situations, like, we have to really be honest about who the person is. That, you know what I mean? Like, what the environment is, what the circumstances are, and let's not just act like we don't know.
Right.
Because we know.
Yeah.
We see all the signs. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, we just can't act like we don't know. Like, we have to be very true about who people are. We can't expect them to be any different.
Yeah.
We can't say that because we are loving them more that they are going to be able to love people more and they are going to be able to give people grace just because we're giving grace. No, we have to say that this is who this person is, and that's okay. But as long as we don't allow ourselves to get confused on who this person is, we're not ever going to be put in a situation where we're doing ourselves a disservice and we feel like we lost in the end.
Yeah.
You're not going to feel like that because you've been honest about who this person is and you treated them accordingly. You put them right where they deserve to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's another way to, like, take a bit of accountability. Because you could put the blindfold on.
Yeah.
Okay, and you put it on. Ain't nobody else put that blindfold on you.
No, you put that on. You did that. We did that. I did that.
Right, and so many people, like, allow themselves to, like, resent somebody so much because of what it is that they did to them. But at the end of the day, like, you didn't allow yourself to.
You knew.
Yeah, you knew.
You knew. You knew.
It's eye contact.
Yeah.
You know. So, man, just so much to.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I think that our community can build, like, the foundation of our community starts with ourselves, right? I think, and I could just be, like, around a lot of women who are doing this. And I do see a lot of, I'm gonna say, strongholds in men. But that could just be my reality. Like, I see a lot of women evolving themselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. I see women in the community really trying to do better, as setting a better foundation. And I do see men also doing the same, but I see a lot of blocks when it comes to men being willing to um, grow emotionally and mentally, and really take accountability and have awareness of where they are so that they can grow. And I feel like if we both collectively could be doing that together, we could create a solid foundation. Like, that's the start to it. Is ourselves. We ain't ever
Okay.
gonna have a community if we are not willing to grow for ourselves first. And that don't have to be like, nah, I ain't trying to, like I'm just worried about me. It's not that concept, but it's like you have to actually care and love, respect yourself before you ever are able to
Yeah.
care, love, and respect anybody else. It's not like, oh, you just decide I'm gonna care, love, and respect myself, and now I can decide. No, you can't possibly care, love, and respect anybody or anything else if you do not care, love, and respect yourself. It's not possible.
Absolutely. And there's even the whole I always forget the name of this pyramid, but it's kind of like the pyramid of like success in life. So it starts at the bottom with yourself, and you go through the stages of like helping yourself, getting yourself together, and then once you get there, you give to others. That is not exempt.
Yeah,
like
it opens it up.
Yeah.
It just naturally opens it up.
So you don't stop at yourself.
No.
Either, even though you start with yourself.
Start with yourself.
Yes. You don't stop there.
If you stop there, then you might need to go back a few chapters. You missed something. You missed something.
Oh goodness. But I like what you said about the emotional aspect, like our Black men.
Yeah.
Get in tune.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I get it. Like, I hear a lot of like, it's just challenging. And I understand that we did not put ourselves in this position.
Yeah.
Primarily. I do understand that concept. However, we still have to do the work. It didn't matter, like, if we ended up on a ship and the ship started sinking. You're not gonna say, "Damn, I didn't put a hole in the ship."
Right? Are you gonna
I'm just gonna sink?
Okay.
Like, no, you're gonna get your butt out. You're gonna try to figure. Hopefully,
right.
You're gonna try to figure out how to save your life and the people who you love's life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just gonna sit there and let it sink.
Exactly.
So that should be the same with life. And no, it's not easy. It has never been easy for us to be surviving. Like, that's not an easy task based off of our experiences and our traumas and things that we've been through.
Yeah.
Like, to just wake up every day and be like, I'm just gonna be positive. I'm just gonna be joyous. I'm gonna be at peace. That's not an easy task. Yeah. But you still have to do it.
Yeah.
You still have to do it. And so, if I could say anything, I would just say, like, don't even consider that aspect. Because we know that. Right. We're very aware that we didn't create these scenarios for ourselves. But it is up to us to get ourselves out of this. And we can't just lounge around and expect it to happen. We have to actually move. Yeah.
How much time we got? Because I want to get into something else. So I just want to know if we got enough time to get to it. God dang.
Yeah, we can make it a little longer. That'll be all right.
All right. But
I'm up, so it's like
So me, I am big on Black love and Black family. Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
I love all of that. And I also feel like, I feel like that's where a lot of it starts, like the selfish, like ways and behaviors. Like I feel like it starts at home or from childhood. Like a lot of people, they grew up in a situation where it's like, I'm in survival. So like my only mission out here is to survive. All of that community, all of that.
I ain't worried about that. Hey, but we only got bread in here. You ain't even got peanut butter and jelly. You just got bread.
Right. That is that's
real.
it.
That's real, yeah.
And so I feel like that emotional aspect is super important because just on a simple brother sister, male female relationship. Like that right there is an issue for us because like a lot of women, black women, because that's what we speaking
being
about,
specific,
have a certain level of respect for black men that they're close to, and vice versa. A lot of black men only have a level of respect for black women that they're close to. So just even on that basic level of, the black woman, black man relationship, like that right there, I feel like can solve a lot.
Ooh, baby. But look, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
You said, like, I guess black men or black women having a certain type of respect or level of respect for the people who they're close with. Do you think, and maybe this is a leading question, but do you think that whatever your level of respect is just your level of respect? You just show it differently? Or you think that you can change your level of respect based off the people who are in your life?
That's a good question. I think that, so when you say you show it differently, you mean like your mental respect for the person?
Like how you express it.
Right. That's a good question. Because I didn't think about it like that. Because when I think of it of how it's expressed and not so much as like
what's actually inside.
Yeah, what's actually inside. But it's probably the same.
Yeah, I think it is. Like, I think whatever the respect that you have for yourself is the respect that you can have for anybody else, right? And it shows differently, right? Because you could say that you respect yourself by taking yourself out, buying yourself nice things, etc., etc. But how are you treating yourself when you're alone?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then let's take it a step further, especially if you're black and you have a certain level of respect for yourself because you're black, because you feel like maybe that's not something that's looked at as valued, right? And now you see your mom, and don't let her be a single mother who has had to work and sacrifice and also be feminine and masculine. Now you also are showing your respect to her as well. So then you get older and now you're looking like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many levels to that aspect. So that's why I'm like, for me, your level of respect is your level of respect.
Yeah.
It just shows up differently.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I even have a friend who, will refer to women, as like bees and hoes and all of that. And then it'll be like, oh, but not y'all, and it's like,
nah, baby.
Me too.
Yeah, it's me too. And it's you too. we both bees and hoes.
So basically, like, yeah, if we didn't have the relationship that we did, I would be just that, a be or out. But at the same time, I do feel respected by this person. So it's like, I don't know, but it might be. It's probably it's conditional though.
Yeah, it's very conditional.
Yeah,
it's very conditional.
Yeah,
because if you acted like those bees and those hoes that you were talking about, baby, you'd be right over there with them, and that's just the truth. Ain't no shade. That's just the reality. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, it just goes back to the foundational piece of it, honestly. And that's a work in progress. Like, that don't happen overnight.
Right.
we are unlearning so much, and that goes back to giving ourselves grace. Like, it's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to not respect yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As long as you know where you are and you can look forward to something better. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Ain't nobody asking you to be Prince Charming overnight. Sheesh.
Yeah. Change can definitely take time.
Yeah. As long as you're moving forward, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope that this episode here, or past 2 episodes, encourages you to move forward. Okay.
Do you want to give advice, or do you feel like we gave enough? She's like, we gotta go. They're telling us.
No, some advice. Okay, for one, if you are going into someone's space, go into their space of with the attitude of, I'm here to make it better, if anything, not make it worse.
Mm-hmm. Or just consider yourself.
Oh yeah, or just don't go up in there at all.
Yeah.
And give one another grace. Understand that we're all still very much in our learning phases. And if you know better, then you do better. Don't really expect other people to do better because they might not know. Mm-mm. They just might not know.
Until they try you one too many times. I'm just kidding.
Don't let them walk over you now. Don't do that.
Don't let them do the quick
walk. And that's really all I have. I can't think of anything else right now. I think the wine is kicking in.
I would say that even in your moments of judgment, of condemnation to other people, like to like, express that, if that's something that comes up and you feel like you just can't hold it back. Mm-hmm. But, don't be afraid to reevaluate the circumstances that took place. Yeah. And move differently. Mm-hmm. In the future. Yeah. I think it's very easy to like do something like that, like move out of anger and then just be like, I'm not, like I can't go back. Mm-hmm. You can. Yeah. You can definitely go back, and it's more for you than anybody else. But just know that you can go back. Like, know that you can be in that space of anger, aggression, and reevaluate and say, you know what, I really didn't like how I handled myself, and tell the person. Mm-hmm. And move on. And move along. Yeah. Okay. Period. Shout out to Black owned business. Okay. I love it. We love you. Let's keep thriving. All right. And if you don't need to be a business owner, just be a great team player. That's it. All right. Black love. And we're out. That was a good ending, friend. It was the heart and everything. That was nice.